Today we will talk on construction and demolition waste management, what is called as C&D waste management also. C&D waste or construction and demolition waste means waste comprising of building materials, debris and rubble resulting from construction, repair and renovation and demolition of any civil engineering structure. It means there are major three components from where C&D waste is received, that is construction, that is new construction, repair and renovation and demolition. Now in general this C&D waste consists of about 8% new construction, 44% of renovation and repairs, and 48% demolition from demolition. These figures are not constant. They may vary from site to site and country to country. In fact, whatever figures may be there, but there is a small percentage of C&D waste from new construction. And if quality construction is being done and materials are brought which are quality product and mechanization is adopted, then this 8% figure also will come down. If we talk about repair and renovation, it is around 40 to 45%, and in demolition it is almost half of the C&D waste materials. So, but we will discuss in details also that this C&D waste from construction can be reduced by adopting quality construction. And in demolition it may increase in future because if redevelopment of old structures is being carried out, then this may go up. But we must ensure that this redevelopment is carried out only after completion of expiry of life period of a structure. Then we will not be generating or creating the C&D waste. And in repair and renovation, it is to be prevented if unnecessarily we are going for repair and renovation. Typical composition of Indian C&D waste, if we talk, then it consists of soil, sand and gravel about 36%, brick and masonry about 31%, concrete 23%, and then some metals, bitumen, wood and others. But this again will vary from site to site, and these data will vary in future also, because we know that earlier structures were constructed with brick and masonry structures. Therefore this 31% has been examined from the samples. But in future, when we will be demolishing RCC structures, then the percentage of soil, sand, gravel and concrete will go up. Therefore this percentage also, say, from site to site is specific, or also varies from year to year, or may vary from year to year. And if we talk about the assessment of C&D waste, then it is considered 40 to 60 kg per square meter in case of new construction, 40 to 50 kg per square meter in case of repair and renovation, and 300 to 500 kg per square meter in case of demolition of the buildings. But from the figures, it may appear that it is the demolition which is going to generate large quantity of C&D waste in future. But percentage wise we have seen that it is this repair and renovation is also almost nearing to demolition C&D waste. So both are important. Then if we talk about the demolition, then due to redevelopment, demolition is required, and redevelopment may be required due to expiry of life of a structure. So this is common, and this will always be required. Whenever the life of a structure has expired, we are to go for redevelopment. So this demolition will continue, and this C&D waste from demolition will also continue. Now sometimes the structures are demolished just to get extra space due to revision of FSI or FAR norms. This is serious because it not only results into C&D waste, but also it results into problems of services. And sometimes the local bodies and the governments take the decision to increase FSI, and even then the owners or the builders demolish the structures which have not outlived their lives, and therefore we are really creating the C&D waste. If in case because they have not outlived their lives. So this is serious. And then sometimes owners want to go for modern construction, they demolish the old structures, even if its life is not over. So that is again a serious issue. Then this is applicable for buildings also, roads also, other type of structures also. Sometimes we get C&D waste from roads and other structures, footpaths, etc. And we see that whenever we increase the road width or raise the footpaths or similar structures, then also we create C&D waste. Then another major thing is there that we have to demolish the structures because of poor quality construction. A building which has the life of say 75 years, and then suppose it is to be demolished in 30 years or 40 years, then it means that we are creating C&D waste. So that is another problem because of poor quality construction. So we will have to ensure that this quality is achieved in the construction. And then due to upgradation of structures, sometimes some structures are there, we just want to upgrade them, and then we demolish the existing structures. So that is another issue. And then sometimes due to collapse or damage of the structures because of the disaster also, we require demolition. And then if we talk about repair and renovation, which also has considerable percentage of C&D waste, then we just sometimes upgrade the facilities, and maybe that flooring, maybe kitchen, maybe toilets, or maybe roofing or anything. So once we upgrade the facilities, then repair and renovation is required, and this is because of the economic condition. Whenever economic conditions of the owners increase, they normally go for repair and renovation. They don't bother about C&D waste. So that is another issue, but difficult to manage. Then there is a problem of poor quality of construction leading to frequent repairs. We have already talked. Then there is a problem of poor quality of repair and renovation. Even say suppose footpaths are there, or road construction is there, or any other building is there, or any non-engineered construction is there, or any other structure is there. If quality is poor of the construction, and also suppose quality of repair and renovation is poor, then frequently demolition is to be taken up, and then that generates C&D waste. And then delayed maintenance and repairs damage the structures, and then we have to go for demolition of the structures, and otherwise also for repair and renovation. So that also generates C&D waste. If we examine waste management hierarchy pyramid, then in top it is prevention. So we have talked about the prevention, like to accept quality construction, to go for quality construction and repair and maintenance, and then we suppose we don't go for frequent revision of FAR or FSI. That is prevention, in fact. And then minimization. We should minimize the waste. So if we are not going for frequent repair and renovation, or we are following the quality in both construction and maintenance, and if we are recycling the same material which has been used, suppose in road work, and we take its use, then we are minimizing the waste. Then there is the deconstruction, which we will just discuss. This is basically demolition process. We'll discuss that we should take out the materials which can be reused, and then we should reuse them in secondary market, we can sell them, or we can use in the buildings which are to be constructed with the economy or with cheaper cost. Then reuse them, materials which have been received, we should reuse them. And then if these things are not possible, then we should recycle the C&D waste, and we can use recycled products, and then only we should go for the disposal. But problem is that in most cases we are going for the disposal and we are not following this pyramid. And then let us talk about C&D waste management, prevention and minimization again in brief. So we will have to adopt quality in construction and maintenance. We will have to prevent and minimize unauthorized and non-engineered poor quality construction. Then additional FSI or FAR to be allowed only if structures have outlived their lives. And we should stop frequent renovation and construction by different agencies due to poor coordination, as we just create otherwise C&D waste unnecessarily. And then deconstruction we have just talked. Then deconstruction means a planned selective demolition in which salvage, reuse and recycling of the demolished structure is maximized. This concept is gaining popularity. However, in many countries that people were using deconstruction techniques, particularly for the materials like wood, steel, bricks even. But now there are many materials where this technique can be used, even in flooring materials like stones and then bricks and many other reusable materials, and they can be reused. Then in reuse we will have to adopt segregation that will have to be carried out maybe at site, and then we should recover whatever materials are there. And also if we are mixing with other solid waste, then we will have to segregate, and municipal waste will have to be sent for energy recovery, and then C&D waste will have to be reused through recycled materials or directly reusing them. And then we can reuse in maintenance and new construction also, as we have discussed. And then certainly we can reuse them through converting into useful products. And then let us talk next step, that is recycle. That is important nowadays. Now in India, if we talk, then there is a large requirement of recycling plants, and we have very little in the country. And we know that government has many schemes, particularly bigger schemes are housing for all, that is urban and rural, and then private housing is there, other infrastructure is there, then repair renovation is a continuous process, and demolition, and then because of the redevelopment of government colonies even. So assuming that 50 kg of C&D waste is generated per square meter for new construction, suppose, and 20 million houses we are talking for the construction in 4 years, and suppose area of each unit is 30 square meter minimum, and then suppose one plant is operating 300 days per year of the capacity of 500 tons per day. The number of plants will be required 50 kg means 0.050 tons into 20, that is million houses, and then into 30, area of each one is divided by in 4 years, then multiplied by 300 days, multiplied by 500 tons capacity, then 50 plants only for new construction C&D waste. And then similarly for Grameen or rural, 75 plants will be required for 30 million houses. And then we have large number of other schemes like Amrit, smart cities, and then a lot of government construction going on, central government, state government, local bodies, development authorities, and then other infrastructure, and then private infrastructure is going on. It means we may require the plants of the order of 150 to 200 in the country of the capacity of 500 tons per day. So that is large requirement. And then let us talk recycling and recycled products also. They are essential due to environmental concern nowadays, because environmental people who are concerned with them are not allowing easily extraction of sand, aggregate, and so on, stones, and then these natural resources are not available. But we will have to check up the cost, quality, handling, availability, and adaptability of recycled products. Otherwise, the people will still not go for recycled products. They will prefer natural resources. First, let me talk about the cost. Then cost should be lower than the natural resources. Quality we'll discuss. Quality should not be less, but at minimum at par. Then handling, suppose we are producing products from recycled aggregates or recycled sand or recycled C&D waste, then those products should be easily handled. So the size of the product should not be large. So that should be at par with what we are producing or manufacturing with natural resources. Then they should be available in required quantity, and people should adapt them. So that is the requirement, in fact. If we talk about the recycled product, then we get sand, we get coarse aggregate. There are two types of coarse aggregate: recycled aggregates and recycled concrete aggregates. Then there's a filter press material, that is the final material we get finally after when all sand and coarse aggregate are screened and they are separated. In the last, this filter press material is available, which is almost clay or silt. Then there are wood chips, steel, aluminum, metals, which are taken out initially. And then from the recycled materials, we get recycled products like paper blocks, concrete blocks, cobblestone, etc. Then as we have discussed, that there are two types of coarse aggregate: recycled aggregate. Recycled aggregate means they are made from C&D waste, and they may comprise concrete, bricks, tiles, stones, etc. It means these are from the C&D waste of mixed materials, that is from brick masonry, stone masonry, or concrete. When everything is mixed, then whatever coarse aggregate we are getting, so that is a recycled aggregate. And then problem with this material may be that this may not have uniform ingredients. And if uniform ingredients are not there, then there may be a problem of the strength, uniform strength, if we are making some products from such materials. Suppose we are making bricks, or suppose we are making blocks, concrete blocks, then they may have varied strength. So this is to be seen, that whether we are manufacturing from RA. And then there is a recycled concrete aggregate. It is derived from concrete after reduced processing. So there is no problem in the normally there is no problem in the quality. This have uniformity, and people will use it easily. If we talk management of recycled products, then sand can be used in various applications, and wherever it is available, there are takers for this, and there is no problem. Then RCA can be used in various concrete products like paver blocks, or suppose curb stones and so on. So this also, this product has no problem. Now RA is produced in large quantity and it's in large scale. So we are to find out where it should be used. And if we are thinking to establish plants all over the country, in different parts of the country, then we must first find out the use of this recycled aggregates. Otherwise, this will be piled up at the yards. So this is important, and it is important that you see that this is used in large quantity. And then this in Delhi it is also being used by the producer of C&D waste recycled products in concrete blocks, so that uniformity may be a problem, but then if it is ensured, then probably okay. Otherwise, some other use is to be found out. And then filter press material, that is also in large quantity, so use of filter press material is also to be found out. Probable use of recycled product, if we talk, then sand and RCA in concrete then can be used, there is no problem. In RCC with partial or full replacement, and in concrete products, and this is being allowed by IS codes also now to some extent. However, for RCC and structural members, research may be made for the cement paste getting stuck, which may affect strength, and whether with addition of some percentage of extra cement is we can get the sufficient strength, then there is no problem. So this is to be in fact found out from the research. Then we are talking about the recycled aggregate, that is RA. If we are using in filling sub-bases of roads, even backfill materials, then in large quantity it can be used, particularly in road construction, highway construction. Then there is no problem of use of RA. Filter press material can be used in horticulture operation, again in filling or making bricks or clay products like tiles, pottery items, etc. Now there are C&D waste management rules 2016, and they are quite strict, and government of India has come out with this. Then they have defined C&D waste producing organization as C&D waste generators and C&D waste bulk generators. Bulk generator means who generate 20 tons or more in one day or 300 tons per project in a month, and they have large responsibility. And then these rules apply to every waste resulting from construction, remodeling or repair or renovation or demolition, and to individuals and organizations. And the duties of local authorities has been defined. It means they are to do a lot. They are responsible for using recycled products in best possible manner. Then they also are to generate awareness and dissemination of knowledge, and then they are to give incentives for use of products made from C&D waste. Then there are duties of Bureau of Indian Standards and Indian Road Congress that they should bring these recycled products and materials in their courts, so they are used with confidence. So that is also required, as we are discussing. IS 383 is for coarse and fine sand, so this permits use of recycled aggregate up to 25% plain concrete, 20% in RCC of M25 or lower grade, and up to 100% in lean concrete of grade less than M15. Then rules also has a roadmap for C&D waste management for all the cities, and this includes the cities from the population having even less than 0.5 millions, and so that is the roadmap is available, and then time frame is also given, but this could not be achieved, but let us hope that this will come up and will be implemented soon. Then segregation, there are rules for punitive action and incentivized also action is there. Then there are transportation rules for individuals, for contractors, small contractors and bulk generators, how should they do it. So local bodies have been given assignment of all this. And then there is a need for recycling and reuse. It means items are to be prepared and they are to go in schedule of rates. Specifications are to be prepared, and there is a need of research for quality also. If we talk present capacity in India, that is too low. In north only two plants are running in Delhi. In west, that also not with the full capacity. In west, in Ahmedabad, one private plant has been set up. That is also a small plant. In south, a private plant is there in Bangalore and Mumbai. I think Ahmedabad, that is with the joint venture of the corporation. But in Mumbai also there is a plant from Godrej. But there are many more plants which are planned in various cities, and near future C&D waste recycling plants may be operating in every major city. But we have to see that the products which are manufactured or which are received from these C&D waste plants are utilized. Otherwise, the materials will be piled up and then they may not find the buyers. And then quality may not be major issue in case of sand and RCA, but RA may be of different properties. So if they are used in sub-base or road or filling, then there may not be problem. But if we want to use them in making concrete blocks, then we must ensure the quality, and then the concrete blocks should be easily handled. Then quality of products manufactured from recycled material has to give due weightage, and research has to be done on ceramic tiles, ceramic hardware for recycling and their use. Governments are giving incentives, and they have come out with initiatives. Even Delhi government has come out. CPWD has incorporated some items in DSR. So governments are prepared to use recycled products. So let us hope that this will come up on large scale. So let us join hand together. So let us make this C&D waste as a resource material, which is the need of the day. Thank you very much for attending this talk. I'm K M Soni, retired CPWD New Delhi. Thanks a lot.